looks like so far. I will be documenting it. So yeah, this is where it is actually going better. And then all of these marks here I think were probably created. That's what it looks like. I'm so happy because I have these like little red marks. Hi guys, today's video is all about my Nexplanon birth control. I got my first one removed and then a second one reinserted about 6 months ago, and I vlogged it as well. So I think the vlog will be towards the end of this video, and I want to talk you guys through like the whole experience and my timeline, and I guess my overall thoughts and if I would recommend it or not. And I wanted to say welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. My name's Carmen. I post on Tuesdays and Fridays about lifestyle, vlogging, and fashion content. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please consider subscribing. And let's just get into it. So I have some notes off to the side. So if I look off to the side, it's because I'm reading them. I try to be as detailed as possible. So I want to give you the timeline of how things went. So we're going to go back a few years. So in June 2016, I decided to transition from birth control pills and over to an IUD. So I had gotten an IUD inserted at Planned Parenthood because I thought Planned Parenthood does a lot of these like long-term birth control options. So I went there, it was covered by my insurance, and I think I got the Skyla. But throughout a few months, I experienced like some spotting and I think a little bit of acne, but I'm not sure if it was just like natural, like my body was going to go through acne anyway. But what really made me want to transition into something else, like the implant, was that I was getting a lot of cramping, and I naturally, as like a person, don't get cramping, so it was really odd to me. And another thing was that I was really paranoid about the strings in the IUD. I noticed every time I would menstruate, the strings would get really short, like nearly you can't find it, and I always had to go really close to my cervix to find it. So it basically like would go up during my menstrual cycle, and then once my menstrual cycle finished, the strings would go back to normal, like the normal amount of length. That's another reason why I wanted to get it removed. So I think like about 10 months later, in February 2017, I actually made an appointment to get it removed at the same Planned Parenthood that I went to. On the same day, I wanted to get it removed and then get an implant inserted. So when they removed it, I think like before or after, I took some ibuprofen to make the cramping like less painful. But when she removed it, I nearly felt no pain at all. I think when she pulled it out, I didn't even know she pulled it out. And then she just showed me the IUD that was like inside of me. And she's like, look, here it is, so tiny, right? And then I was like, whoa, it's out of me. So that was really cool. And I'm really glad that I didn't feel any pain about that. But then she went ahead and did the implant insertion. You do get like a lidocaine shot in the general region. So I think it's like a little bit of burning and stinging. It's pretty normal with numbing shots. So that had happened, and then she went ahead and inserted it. I went through the natural motions of the healing process, which you guys will see in the second time around in my vlog, but it's basically like bruising, tenderness, and a little bit of like bleeding and scabbing. Really normal in that instance. So I had it inserted in April 2017, and for my first Nexplanon implant, I had a regular cycle, which was like every 5 to 6 weeks, so a little bit longer than a month, and it would last like 4 to 6 days. So that was generally my cycle up until 2021. And I think at the point of when I got it inserted, I was told it lasts 3 years, and on my card it actually tells me to get it removed like in April 2020, and then it was like dash 2021. And I think as the years went on, it came out that you can actually have an implant for up to 5 years. And I think I had just like mentally and emotionally just prepared myself to get it removed. So I just wanted to get it removed and then have it for an extra 4 or 5 years, however long. And I think I just didn't want to wait till next year to go through it. So I decided to do it this year. I got it removed on March 20th, 2021. So I think I took the day off and went to Planned Parenthood with Cody. I think this one was in Long Island City, and then the first one was in Long Island. So because it was COVID, I think the waiting time was a little bit longer. Then I finally saw the healthcare provider. She had asked me like, why am I here today? And I told her I wanted to get it removed. I think she informed me that I do have an extra ear, but I just went ahead and pushed for getting it removed and getting a new one. So she went ahead and removed it. I know for sure she felt around and she asked me if I've like gained weight because it was a little deeper in my arm, and I did tell her I did gain a little bit of weight, but I do think my weight gain is due to just like lifestyle changes and getting older. I don't blame it on the birth control. And then she said because it is a little bit deeper, it would take her a little bit longer to get out. My provider did tell me she's going to put it closer to the surface and it would be easier to remove next time. And she also did share like a few years ago they were putting it in deeper. So that was basically like our consultation, and then I had sat back on like the chair or like table thing that they tell you to sit on, and then she gave me the lidocaine shot, and then she told me she was going to make an incision to start to try to dig it out. Because she numbed it, I couldn't feel a lot, but I had my other senses like my hearing. I could hear her like poking and prodding, so, and I could feel her like pushing against my skin like this. I think she was trying to like get the implant to come out so she could like get a hold of it and grab it. I think I was laying down for about 20 to 30 minutes to get it removed. When my provider finally got it out, she looked so relieved. So that's another reason why I think she was struggling, but I do appreciate that like she was able to get it out. So I think that was the hardest part, was getting it removed. And then because my area was already numb, when she reinserted it, it was really no trouble there. It was more so like the wait time. Generally, I think the whole appointment with answering the questions and all was probably like an hour to an hour and a half. And yeah, so I do track my periods on a period tracking app. So following the second reinsertion, I actually spotted every single day for 2 months straight. It was a little bit miserable because it sucked to be bleeding every day. I do use a menstrual cup, so I do think it's not as like high maintenance as like using a pad or a tampon. I just leave it in there for like 24 hours, and then every time I shower, I will empty it and then reinsert it. So I did that every day for 2 months when I was spotting. Some days were clear days, and then some days are spotting days. Obviously, like sometimes I thought I was done spotting, so I would take it out and then I would spot and I would put it back in, and vice versa. So generally it was about 2 months of that. I didn't necessarily think that this was going to be for the whole period. I was kind of optimistic and took every day as it came, and luckily one day I just stopped spotting, and it's been clear ever since. So in May and June I spotted every day, and then after that I haven't had any menstrual cycle since. So that's for July, August, September, and now we're in October and I haven't gotten a period, and I don't know when I'm gonna get a period. So I'm just telling you guys that my second birth control implant experience is completely different from the first. And then I did ask my best friend that got hers removed, and she did say hers is a little bit different as well. So I think that is a really interesting take. I'm not sure if they changed anything about the Nexplanon. I don't really know how to tell, but just sharing you guys with my experience. But yeah, I did want to wait a good amount of time before making a video for you guys, just so I could live through the experience and then give you guys like a more long-term result to share with you guys. So I think it's pretty much mellowed out. As for the menstrual cycle, I haven't gotten one since spotting, but I do notice that every month or so I do get a little bit more sensitive and emotional. So I guess it's like a phantom period. I do want to say I've gained 5 pounds since getting the second implant inserted. I'm not necessarily sure if it is due to age. My lifestyle has remained the same, so it is kind of weird for me to just put on 5 pounds kind of out of nowhere, and I feel like I want to blame the birth control, but of course you're not really that sure. But yeah, maybe it is due to age. I can't really tell. Because of the 5 pound weight gain, and I think like working so much and having so much going on up here. I've picked up like working out and going to the gym, so I've kind of been trying to have a more healthy lifestyle, and hopefully it will bring my weight down, but I'm not really like that hard on myself. And I think like a few months ago I did have some bloating like in the mid-range, but since then I've gotten cool sculpting done, so the bloating has gone away. But that's probably a factor to the cool sculpting, and also I've been working out. There's a lot of factors. I do want to update you guys about the cool sculpting. I think full results are in 2 months, so do expect a video on those results. And I think I've shared everything that I wanted to share. If you guys have any additional questions, please leave them down below, so you guys can see the vlog now of the healing process as time goes on, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like about 7 months later. So I just wanted to document right after my removal and reinsertion. So this is what my arm looks like so far. I will be documenting it. She said I am definitely going to bruise, and then my implant, it was a little bit deeper, so she probably had to like cut and dig, poke and prod. So yeah, everything's fine. I was just told not to lift anything, I guess, heavy for 3 to 5 days. There is a little bit of discomfort. I can't really rest my arm against my body comfortably. I can feel a little bit of discomfort. Besides that, I can move my arm around fine. It is like a little bit of a sharp discomfort, but it's fine, it's bearable. And yeah, that's my update. I will follow up tomorrow. Hi guys, so it's actually day 3. I didn't check in on day 2. Sorry about that, but essentially I just chilled out, relaxed. I took a nap in the middle of the day for like an hour. I think my body just needed to like rest a little bit to recover. It's going through a lot. Also, I'm pretty dramatic. So I thought I would pop in and update you guys on day 3. So this is what it looks like, the bruising and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys can see I did bleed through the gauze a little bit. You guys can see like the little mark on the band-aid. I did get like a complete aftercare sheet from Planned Parenthood. It says if you did get a band-aid on the insertion site to keep it on for 3 days. So I'm not being gross or anything, like it's supposed to be there. I don't like wash the area or anything. I try not to touch it. I even try not to place it against my body because it's still sore and tender. So I just chill here. I'll show you guys the little plush that I've been using. I do understand like this is a lot of effort for like birth control. I think it's definitely worth it because it lasts for like years. So yeah, this is where it is. So you guys can see the bruising here is from the reinsertion, and then everything under the band-aid I think is bruising from the removal. The person that did remove my implant did already tell me I'm going to bruise a lot, because when she was trying to remove it, I think she like poke and prodded around a lot, which I'm perfectly fine with. Like, I'm just really glad she was able to get it out. Sometimes it's not guaranteed, sometimes it does move around. She did ask me like if I gained weight, because it was also a little deeper inside. Typically when they implement it or install it, they try to put it towards the surface of the skin, but I think I built up probably like a layer of fat, because I did get this like 4 years ago. 4 years ago I was like 118 pounds. Today I'm like 125, so I did gain like 7 pounds from then to now. So just letting you guys know, that's definitely something you will go through if you do gain weight. Obviously there are risks with all forms of birth control, and I'm trying to inform you guys on everything that might happen along with my own experience. So that's everything that happened to me today. I will come back and update you guys with the progress. Hello, I forgot to show you guys the plush, but this is the plush I've been using to rest my arm. Super cute. Her name's Trivia. Not that it matters, but yeah. I think her squishmallow name is Regina, and she has like a little rainbow tail. So yeah, I took off the bandage today, so this is what my arm looks like underneath. So hopefully you guys aren't squeamish, but this is what my arm looks like underneath. I actually think it's way better than I had expected. This is the bandage that I took off, so it's really not that much blood. I thought it was more. Healing wise, I think it is actually going better than when I got it first inserted. I don't know if it's like my body or my skin is already used to it, but there is a good amount of blood like crusted it up at the point. It is a little bit itchy, which I do think is like a good thing, because typically my body gets itchy when it starts to scab. So yeah, I found this massive band-aid, so I'm just gonna put it over just in case I feel like scratching when I'm not supposed to. I think it will be kind of annoying when I shower, so I'm gonna slap it on and see how it goes. I might not keep it on, I might. I think I'm just gonna go with the flow with this. But yeah, it's going pretty well. There are certain points when I move my arm, I feel like a certain tightness, which is, I think, pretty normal, and my body's just getting used to everything. So yeah, like when I stretch out my arm a certain way, oh, I don't think this is very sticky, but we'll see. But yeah, it's going super. I think I'll be fine in a few days. I did get the COVID vaccine, so my arm is super sore. I got it yesterday. The vaccine that I got is Pfizer, just letting you guys know. And yeah, so this arm is super sore. But I think this hurts now more than this. This is like an incredible tight soreness, and then this is just like a dull soreness. So I think I'll just leave it until those little white things like start to come off. I think I'm not gonna like peel at it or pick at it. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. So, hello. Hi guys, so it is day 7 and I took off the bandage and put on this little one. I also kind of used like cuticle scissors and cut these little strips down because they're kind of flaring up. They're not sticky anymore, but basically under here is like these little strips have like scabbed together with like the wound. So I'm just leaving it. I put the band-aid on so I don't like subconsciously want to scratch. And then all of these marks here I think were probably created from the removal process, because I didn't really see this when it was inserted. The first time around when it was inserted, it was just like a random bruise. And I remember telling you guys like I had a problem resting my arm against it. I don't feel any like pain or pressure anymore. Say that I've noticed like in random movements I'll feel like a pinch, which I think is just like the implant and everything like getting used to itself and probably like repairing. I don't know. If you guys are a nurse or like a healthcare professional, I would love to know, but that's like my educated guess. So yeah, really going well. Tomorrow will be like 1 week because I got it done on Tuesday and today's Monday. So I think I'll just periodically come back and update you guys on the healing process, like the bruising, and then when I take off the band-aid, show you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know about like scarring and stuff, so I'll update you, and I hope that the scar will fade like over time. So that's my update. So I wanted to come back and show you guys my arm because I actually took off the little like patches that they put on. I put a bandage over it, but I wanted to show you guys the actual insertion point in case you guys were interested. So don't mind the little bandage just hanging there. Let me try to get it with better lighting. So here's what it looks like. So that's the insertion mark and removal mark. I know it's all objective, but I think this mark is actually really small considering everything that went on. And these are all of my bruises, I think, from like her attempts from trying to remove it. I think I said that before, but I'm really relieved that it's healing really well. The insertion point is still a little bit raw, so I'm going to keep the bandage on. Plus it keeps me from like scratching at it because sometimes it gets itchy. That's what it looks like. I'm so happy. Like this, guys, I hope this like vlogging and journey gives you guys like a good insight to like, you know, what to expect and everything. So that's my update for today. Hi guys, I think it's like 5 days later. The last day I checked in is the 6th and today's the 11th. So I showed you guys the insertion point and it was like a little raw when I took off all the bandaging. So I've just been living without the band-aid. I think one day I had a new band-aid covering my skin because I have these like little red marks that get itchy sometimes. I don't like to admit it, but I do think I have like sensitive skin with like this irritation kind of stuff. So I did get some itchiness. I've been putting on cream on it like just to hydrate the skin. I think it's been okay. I've been trying not to scratch it. and some of it is like yellow. I think it was more yellow yesterday, and I think that's like the last color that a bruise turns. And then I just wanted to show you guys the scab or scabbing. So it's scabbed now, it's completely fine, it doesn't hurt or anything, and I can feel the implant. It's like right here where my finger is. I don't want to bother it too much. So yeah, that was everything. I think I touched all the details I wanted to talk about. I did try to make this as in-depth as possible, and I also wanted to show you guys along the healing process. I don't think I've really ever come across a video on YouTube like in detail showing like removal and reinsertion. And yeah, the last thing I want to update you guys about is like those random sharp pains. They've kind of gone away. I think it's just like my body getting used to like a foreign object, and I think that's all I have to share for today. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the vlog and everything before. So this is my arm that has the birth control implant. I'm not gonna poke and prod too much, but it's right here. If you can see it poking out. Yeah, you guys can see it. So the red part is the second insertion site, and then I have a really little white scar, if you guys can see right under the red mark. So that white part is actually the fully healed scar from the first implant. So yeah, that's basically my scarring and the general scarring you guys should expect from getting the implant. Of course, everyone heals differently, so if you guys like this video, please give it a like. Again, feel free to leave any comments, and yeah, if you guys would like to see more from me, please consider subscribing. And as always, see you guys in the